38% of Americans that consider themselves single and looking have used some form of online dating. 1/4 of them have successfully found a spouse or long-term partner.
It'll be 52 years in May.
52? It's been that long already? So it was, what was it, the rival game with Travis Lake? It's been 11 years, it was 11 years since that day that we never won a championship game. So we won the winning game, and from all the excitement of the buzzer going off and the crowd cheering, I realized at that moment that, oh, I should ask her out. But because of all the excitement I had inside me, I just did not have a single nerve to work up.
And I never would have known he was so scared. He came up to me cool as a cucumber, asked me to the nearby diner for burgers and milkshakes, I think. And, well, I agreed and we went.
Yep, so it's been 6 months later, we graduated high school, we got married, and we've been together ever since.
In general, trolling can be defined as communication online with the intention of being provocative, offensive, or menacing in an attempt to trigger conflict and cause victims distress for the troll's own amusement.
Yeah, I'm single, not really looking for anyone though. I mean, I'm a pretty good looking guy. I do all right, you know, and so there's no reason to, I don't know, limit myself to one girl, you know what I mean? Like, sex has become so easy. Like, I don't know, you can get on your phone and have somebody to hook up with by like midnight on any given night. So no, the single life is pretty all right. Tinder. Yeah, Tinder, that's how all my friends do it. Yeah, it's an app, you just swipe right if somebody's hot and left if they're not. It says I'm 6'5", I'm tall, but I'm like 6'2", so exaggerate that a little bit. And DTF or GTFO, which are acronyms, stand for down to fuck or get the fuck out, which lets them know I'm willing to have sex with them, and if they're not willing to have sex with me, then they should just leave. So it's a lot of one-liners, because I used to be a little more timid. I'd say like, hey, or like, you know, you're pretty, and girls don't respond well to that. The one that actually probably has worked best for me is nice legs, when do they open? As if they're a small business. And apps like Tinder are pretty desperate, like Tinder and like Bumble and stuff are, it's kind of for girls who are trying to get fucked, so kind of cut to the chase.
Well, I needed a date for my overnight formal, and so I created a Tinder account. But I saw her there, and she had a picture of a cat, so I had to swipe right because I love cats. So, yeah, we just met and went from there.
Yeah, I mean, we go to school where it's 64% girls, so I had to find a way to meet people.
Yeah, so our first date was formal.
It was so pretty. We met at the fountain, and it looked like a movie. It looked like a movie. And I didn't really believe in love at first sight until I saw you.
Well, at first I was a little nervous because people sort of think that that's kind of sketchy. But after I noticed that a lot of my friends were using it, I was fairly open. I did tell my parents, but they don't really ask much. So.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's super normal. I actually really like dating apps, and I think Tinder helped our relationship because whenever we went on the first date, as soon as we were done talking about the cats, we could start talking about like more important information that would take a little longer to get to on a regular first date.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we actually just told each other that this week.
The first time I saw her, I just knew that I wanted to marry her. So.
I find that being in the South is kind of hard. So I tried like the club scene for a little bit, and it was fun. kind of shallow, which isn't my gig. So yeah, I switched to the apps just because it's like easier. I'm not always trying to like go out. I really don't have the energy or the time or the money for that to do that as much as some other people. So yeah, doing the apps is like easier because I can like do my own thing on my own time. It's more convenient for me. For those of you straights that don't know, Grindr is a dating app for gay guys and bi guys and closeted guys and guys all over the spectrum, where you basically create a profile and it's less swiping and more browsing, which can get kind of weird and kind of awkward. Profiles are shirtless, headless torsos. I would say about 50% of these follow that theme. And then you have 25% that are just headless. You have 10% that are about just weird anime. And then you have 5 to 10% that are actual normal, regular profiles with normal pictures. One thing that does bother me though is that you get a lot of really weird, inappropriate comments a lot of the times, and then you also get a lot of unsolicited dick pics. Well, to be honest, they're all pretty awful and terrible and usually like really dirty. I've been offered money several times to hook up, and you also get kind of categorized into like a tribe. So there's like twinks, daddies, jocks, bears, otters. So like different classification of like what type of gay guy, like usually based on appearance, which is super shallow. Like what kind of guy you are. Once in a blue moon, you find someone that's like fun or cool, or like will come over and you just like even just like hang out or like go get coffee, something sort of normal, which is good.
I heard that you settled down, that you...
I use all of the apps, and I mean all of them. It's basically like shopping, but for dates and hookups. Like, you know, I was at the grocery store getting apples, and it's basically like the same thing, it's just they're guys. Like, when I'm looking around, I have to make sure they look good on the outside, otherwise I don't pick them. I mainly use Tinder, but I also use Bumble, and Bumble's probably my favorite though. Because on Bumble, the girls get to start the conversation, and you don't have to deal with all those horrible pickup lines, because seriously, some guys are so disgusting. I want you on all fours. I have never met this person. It's like I still want that fairy tale romance, but I play the game. The game of hooking up, and there are rules. It's all about timing, really. So if he texts you before midnight, it means he actually cares about you as a person. And if it's after midnight, then it's just for your body. I mean, it's not like women don't want to have sex. I mean, who doesn't want to have sex? But it's like when they say things like that, it makes you feel bad. I mean, I hope so. I mean, I really do. Like, living like this... But it's just the way it is right now. I mean, I'm hoping that like post-college life is better and people will grow up and want to actually have relationships. But right now, it's not really the way it is. So I just have to keep up with the culture because it's the only way I get any kind of romance.
Sometimes it hurts and stay.
I just hope our grandchildren have the same fairy tale romance experience we had.
But I'm 22, so not really trying to slow down right now. Yeah.
I feel like people think it's like impossible to have a real relationship in our generation, that the hookup culture kind of has to control our lives, but I mean, we're proof that it doesn't. Love at first swipe, am I right?
It's gonna kind of fall into your lap when it's unexpected. And so, I think these apps are good for now.
Fall in love, but it's really hard to see it happening when the culture and everything is like this right now. But we'll see. I just hope all these fuckboys grow up and that someday I'll find my Prince Charming.